Builder Designs is entering a new chapter of our story. What started as two guys and a coder from down the street has grown into a talented team of really hardworking people. We've always innovated alongside our builders, but as the industry shifts into a more tech-driven experience, we've developed solutions to bring them into this new era of selling homes. For us, the best way to innovate was to hark back to the tenacity that got us started in the first place. Okay, so going back to the beginning, how BD got started, that's a long time ago. And really, if you think about when BD got started, it was kind of a part-time thing. It wasn't really ever meant to be, I never intended on being involved in the builder vertical. In fact, I didn't even know that there was a builder vertical. It was like, hey, here's an opportunity to build a website and make some money. In Kansas City being a small market, there's a lot of builders in Kansas City that needed help. There was another agency in Kansas City that was doing all the builder web at the time, and I heard about them and was like, wow, that sounds like a pretty good deal. Let's see if we can go get some of that business, and it just kind of took off from there. But one of the things that happened was I started getting too busy, and I'm like, I can't get all this work done. And I had seen work that Brian had done, and we've argued about who it was that you did, but I saw it was some website that you built that won an HBA award, a local Kansas City HBA award. And I'm like, who's this guy? And somebody at Coldwell Banker knew you, and she said, oh, that's Brian Smallwood. So we met, and I started trying to recruit you to come work with me. Remember that?
Yeah, that was a big moment.
Yeah.
And as soon as I met Chip, I realized that this was going to be a career change, that I wanted to be a part of this, because this was the very beginning, and this was going to be fun. So yeah. I came on board, and right off the bat, I had to basically teach myself how to build websites. As creative director, my role is to lead the custom website design team. For the last 16 years, I still start every custom website project with pen to paper, allowing us to capture the essence of builder brands, products, and culture. And then we build it and showcase it for them on their websites. A lot of builders come to us after seeing another website they like. But a big part of my job is helping them understand that while the visual elements are vital, the user experience, product placement, and layout are just as important. The journey with a website doesn't end the day it's launched. Websites are a process, and they require incremental updates to the layout and functionality over its life cycle. That's how you really fine-tune performance. We don't ever just set it and forget it. We're constantly working to make sites look and function their best.
And then that first year, I think we did like 25 sites. Yep. And it just was going nuts. And I had been working with Scott. In fact, Scott built the logo and the branding and everything for BD, because you were at Springer at that time.
Yeah, so I was at a local agency, and we were doing mostly destination marketing, some senior living focused stuff, and it was mostly print based and some broadcast and a lot of PR type stuff. But more and more as it evolved, all the clients started asking for websites, and we needed more than just that print, brochures and things like that and billboards. So that's when I met Chip, early, probably 2004. I started designing the websites as part of these campaigns, and then having him do the coding and passing it off to at the time, it wasn't even builder design yet.
Yeah.
And we worked together on a number of different projects for regional tourism destinations and things like that. So. I think one of the best things that happened when we were really starting to take off and taking on some bigger clients. I remember one project that Brian and I worked on together, and really worked hard on the design and the presentation for a particular client, and during the call and the presentation, the reaction from the client, they were literally in tears and so excited about the solution we had presented, and really just overjoyed with how much they knew it was going to help their company and help them take steps forward. I think there's been a couple of moments that have kind of, shed light on where we were as a company and what we were doing. One would be, I think, when we kind of hit the $1 million mark in revenue early on. It was just, it didn't seem like that was something that was going to happen, as quickly as it did, and it really just was a sign of that the company was growing and that we were progressing. And then the other one, I think, was when we had built the team up to a certain point where it felt like it was a real kind of standalone entity. It was the company. It was taking on a life of its own. It wasn't relying on any one person to be the driving force. It felt like we had created something that could grow and kind of mature on its own merit.
So then about the time you came to BD, then we went into the Dallas market and expanded outside of Kansas City, and that's when things really got crazy, because we got really lucky and somehow landed Grand Homes, which was the 2008 Builder of the Year. And that gave us instant credibility in that market and beyond. I mean, people tend to look at the Texas builders as kind of the barometer of who's doing what, and so we were right off the bat kind of a national player at that point. And then we got Sandlin Homes, American Legend Homes, and a couple other prominent Dallas builders, and that's when it just kind of took off, and we went from, I think, 25 sites a year to 50 and beyond that, and then this sites started getting complicated. Still at that point, it was really mostly about look and feel. Mm-hmm. It was not a digital billboard. I mean, we'd moved away from that. It was starting to get into responsive, but it was still all about the way that the sites looked. As
it was still a digital brochure for the most part.
More important than the back end coding and all that. That's when we decided that we had to have a CMS, because we couldn't keep updating all these sites. We had to have a way for the builders to update their own content.
Well, you were a little ahead of the game in that, because you kind of started before WordPress was even a thing. Yeah. And the builders needed to have a way to keep their sites current. I mean, with prices changing every day and floor plans changing per community and all that needing to be updated, you were giving them a way to do that before there was, the easier options that came along, the more, lower level options that just allowed them to make.
And then we started doing MLS imports and data feeds, and all those things were all kind of happening concurrently, and it just, was building a lot of momentum. And we still, at that time though, did not have an in-house coder.
Right, yeah.
We were outsourcing everything.
We were basically, at that point, Scott and I were the account manager, the designer, the developer, the programmer, the person that would help train the client how to use the admin, and we also loaded the website, so, and ongoing support for every new project that we did. And then that's when we started to grow the staff. At that point, we had maybe 12 people in the company. No,
not quite.
Not even that many. Eight, 9 people. Yeah. And then within a couple of years, we were up to 15, 20. I don't know what the numbers got to, but.
Well, early on, you and I would design the site and we would build a static website. It was just HTML and CSS, and then we'd hand it off to a programmer who, he worked almost exclusively for us, but it was still, an outsourced thing.
And he was working at the Chamber of Commerce and had a full-time job, but was doing our stuff on the side. So, that was great, and that's how we kept costs down in the beginning.
And they worked. That system worked.
Well, we were providing a solution that the client needed. Again, it all came back to. I think that's what really drives what we do anyway. Is people come to us with the problem, and we really like trying to solve it. as creatively as possible, and try to find the solution that works for them, and makes them have success. So. It's been really important for us as we build the team to find people who are self-motivated and not afraid to put their ideas out there and take chances.
I still love coming to work every day. I like working with the people that are here. We get together. It's a perfect combination of having fun and generating a result for our customers.
I think when Chip and I first met and started talking about working together, we always talked about what really drove us and what excited us. And it was just the idea of creating a company that could build and be sustainable, and creating something from nothing. And I think that's been the thing that's excited me the most.
In a lot of ways, I feel like we're just getting started. To me, it's just the endless possibilities of where we can go and what we can do. I mean, that's my proudest accomplishment.